Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you guys today? Okay, we're going to start in a few minutes. God bless you today. We're going to have a good day. I believe it's going to work out again. We had a wonderful day trading yesterday, and we're going to do it again right now. So give me a few minutes, and we will be opening up the trade room. Feel free to ask any questions, drop a comment, just so I know that you're around. It'd be great to see you poke in. And you're always welcome to ask any questions you've got, or comments, or criticisms. Looking forward to hearing from you. Thanks. All right, everybody. Thank you for that. Sorry for the delay. I had to munch a little bit. I am on a watermelon kick. Boy, the summer is coming. Watermelon is good here in Florida, and it's like a great diet food. Okay, got some coffee too, ready to rock and roll. Hope you're doing good. We've got some trading going on. Okay. So we're going to dive in here to the lion method again. Now, the lion method is a very simple scalping approach. We're looking for, first of all, a market has got to be overbought or oversold. And we use a scientific approach to determine whether it's overbought or oversold. And it's called the Leto channels. These channels, these lines up here that kind of look like pinstripes, those are oversold down here, and overbought is above the market. The middle line right here is the 100 moving average. And we're only looking, first thing we want to find is a market that has recently hit either overbought or oversold. And this one, the Russell, has not hit either of them. So none of these signals matter right now. You could, if you're a trend trader, you could try and trade them. I'm not really big on trend trading. This was a good trend trade. The other component is the blue lines and the dots, the swing dots, the blue lines and the red dotted lines, dash lines, I should say. Now that indicator, that is called the extension 62 lines. Let's take a look. This is what it looks like isolated. So the extension 62 lines, it's just a Fibonacci extension of the recent swing. And this swing right here, this blue line, identifies the swing that's being calculated as the basis. So this red dashed line is the extension of this swing. That's what we're targeting. And it's 62% of that distance. So the blue line here is 62% of that swing going down here. So that's how we extend out. Those are our targets. Uh, and this is what the indicator again looks like isolated. This is what Leto channels looks like when it's isolated. All right. And here is a time when we get oversold. So we're oversold. Now this is at about 5:30 this morning, Eastern time. We get this red dots, these red, yellow dots, red diamonds, yellow dots, red diamonds, and then we get moving off of there, you know. Overbought is up above, so yellow again is our key indicator color for being overbought or oversold. So nothing else in the middle matters. If the market is just wallowing around the 100, then it's just not a market we want to be trading in. Okay? So let's begin the hunt. We're going to start on the left side of my chart. We're going to look at micro Bitcoin here, see if there's anything going on. No, we're not overbought or oversold. Now, natural gas, we actually did hit overbought twice. Here earlier in the day, we did hit oversold, and this actually was a valid trade here. So the oversold occurred, and now we're looking to buy on a breakout upward. We're buying on a breakout upward. Now, this was the most recent buy signal from this point in time, but I would not have used that because it's basically entering, by the time it gets here, that's the buy level, and the buy level is at or near the 100 moving average. We don't do that. It's disqualified if you don't want to buy or sell at the 100. The 100 is a target, but it's not an entry. Okay, so it's not an entry level. So I would ignore that dot. Now this one was the next dot that was on the correct side of the 100. And probably I would have tried that one. We're a little bit off of the 100, which is good. Our target was up here. So again, we oversold. We go up, come down again, and then we buy right at this spot. Let's see, this would have been, wait, Control F2. This would have been the buy level, right? Right here. So we would have gone long right there, and we would hit target right away. So that would have been a winner this morning. We don't hit oversold again. We do hit overbought. Now we're hitting overbought up here, so that gets us interested, but there's no qualifying sell signal at all in the previous history here. We do get a sell signal down here, but it's near the 100, and we don't want to go short at the 100. So we ignore that one. Market comes up. Now this could have been a valid trend trade. The MA has been rising. All right, we're having some internet connection issues, but we do see another push up here into the overbought region. You can see that with natural gas, but we do not again see a valid sell dot anywhere in this area, and so we're ignoring that. It's not a trade entry we want to get into. Great movement. It would have been great if we just went short at the yellow dots, but that's a little bit risky because the market could certainly extend past it. There's really no way. I mean, there could be a case to be made where you would have an entry signal based on a breakout of below those yellow dots and a stop above it, but we don't advocate that. There's a better signal. There's a better signal. Now you might have heard that scalp trading is a numbers game. The more you need to put a lot of volume of trades through in order to gain a sizable win, but that's not true. Actually, scalp trading is to be very picky. You got to be very selective. And that's what the lion method brings us. It's a very selective method of scalping. Yesterday, we pulled in on just a very small amount of risk. We pulled in $350 in gain using this method. We had a winner in natural gas right away. Matter of fact, let's go back there and take a look at it. Okay, so this was, oh, there it is. So this was the trade right here at about 8:50 in the morning, 9 o'clock. So again, we're oversold. We get our yellow dots forming, right? This is a buy level here, but this buy level is just, well, it's about the same. It's about the same price. I would have normally gone long at that price. However, the market did retrace and got filled right here, and we went to target in just a few minutes. So again, oversold, looking for a buy dot, and the buy level was right here. It was hit. I got a little better price. I went long here, and we did hit target. Now the target there, I ignored this one, and I went for the second target, which is the 100, and that's where we hit our target. But the market continued upward, and I did take another entry short. Now this was overbought up here very clearly, and then we go short when the market hits this level. And then we just got out for a little bit of a gain there. Not bad, $90, not a lot of risk. About risk, the stop loss is ideally the stop loss is the identified here by the blue line that's automatically drawn by extension 62. You see that blue line? Here's another blue line. So that was my risk. So I went short at that level. My stop was at this blue dot. So my stop loss was here for short. I went short here and I got into target right away, right there. Hope that makes sense, right? Okay, so let's get back to today. So the market is just moving up a little bit. This could be a good region for trend trading. And you see that we have a prediction or a tendency histogram that shows the market likes to be above the 100. That's what this histogram is showing. And since it's green, it's telling us that on average in the last 7 days, during this time period, the natural gas is above its 100 moving average. So that's kind of significant. It kind of shows an intraday trend. This could be a good trend trade. I do want to get a blue dot formed, so we're a little premature here. I like it when the 100 acts as support. It acted as support back here, and now it's acting as support right now. But I'm going to wait until we get a little retracement. And then if we get, like in this bar, if we get a couple bars afterwards, we'll get a blue dot above it, and that will be our entry price. All right, it's 921. 921. So first step, overbought, oversold. Second step, blue dot or a magenta dot. And boom, we enter when it hits that on a stop. Okay, so we've got a setup here in crude. I'm trading the MCL here. The buy level would be right there. So let me turn on Chart Trader, don't I? Yeah, that's what we want. All right. So right now the buy level is here. If we were to go long at that price, I want to risk $300 on this trade. And to do that, I can trade 10 contracts. The bottom right corner, do you see the 300/28/10 right down here? So it's saying I'll risk a max of 300. My total distance risk is $28 per contract, so I can trade 10 contracts, which totals $280 of risk. Now that's initial risk. I don't usually let it go all the way to that. There's a couple of ideas on how to lower that risk so that you're not risking that full amount. And that's a really important key to maintaining a good, tight risk control. You don't want it to go all the way to the full risk. And it's not horrible if it does. And sometimes the market just violently moves against you and you hit your stop out, the full 100% stop out. But that's few and far between. I'm going to risk half of that. I would risk $150 on this trade. So instead of 10 contracts, I'm going to do 5. And I'll put the buy entry at a stop market right there at that blue level, right? And then we're going to see how it goes. The tendency histogram looks pretty healthy in the near term. So we're looking at, usually the crude is above the 100. For some reason this morning, it has been below the 100. But the tendency is for it to be above the 100. So that gives us a little courage to go long at that level. We would target, I'm going to guess we're going to hit the 100 before we hit the 62% extensions. So we would target the 100. Now, it's entirely possible that crude doesn't hit our entry, but it goes down. And if it goes down, it'll probably put a new blue dot right here. And if that blue dot forms, we're going to move our entry price down to that blue dot. All right, let's continue on. So not much going on here. We did have a trade in, this is copper. We actually had a trade right here. It's close to the 100, but I would have taken it. The entry was here and the target was there. We scalped it for a quick $112. I mean, it's a pretty good amount of movement in copper, 10 ticks. We're not oversold, so this is no entry right now. Okay, this is a daily chart of the NASDAQ. I just like to see how daily we're forming. I spotted this rising wedge back. Actually, I spotted it back on the 28th of April, perhaps, right around here. And shows us that we do have a little bit of strength coming in the NASDAQ. All right, so the YM is our next stop in the hunt. We do not see anything overbought, oversold. and it hasn't been overbought and oversold for a long time. Here was the last sold condition. It was a winner. Let's take a look. The scalp, had you taken this at, gosh, what time is this? This is 22:33 in the evening here, Eastern time. So you would have gone long at the blue dot and you would have hit target right away, and the market just filled our target and turned over. That was really the only trade I would have taken out of that. All right, so let's see. All right, now not every trade is a winner. Wow, big moves. A big move at 1800 hours when the market opened. So we're overbought. Here's our first entry, sell entry. Here's our second sell entry. And we would have gone short right about here. And this is our target. Now our target, I don't think it was hit. Maybe it was. No, it looks like a tick away from the target. But one of my rules too is once we're in profit, because we went short right at this level, and once we go short here and we get a bar that closes completely below, the high of that bar is below the entry price, I would have moved my stop to break even. So that eliminates the risk on the trade. Now, you might have gotten out here. Again, we didn't really hit target. We're a tick or two or three away. But this would have been a break-even trade because the market just came back and hit the entry price where my stop would have been. Okay, so that's the YM. Let's take a look at the Russell. Not overbought or oversold, so we just ignore that chart. Not overbought. Well, here's a winner in the Russell Nasdaq. Oversold. This is the first blue dot, so entry would have been here, but a better blue dot level formed. So we would have gone long right here, and we would have targeted right there. We might have gotten, yeah, we got that target, so that's nice. Or we might have gotten stopped out on a break-even stop if you follow that rule. Okay. Not overbought or oversold. Gold, it was overbought here, and the first, yeah, see now we waffled a little bit. So you might have gone short here. It never broke through that level, and if your stop was up here, you might have gotten a full stop out. Gold just kind of waffled here. You might have gotten a stop out, depending on where your stop was, but it looks pretty good. So that would have been a stop out right there at that high. Uh, so that was a loser if you were trading that in the morning. We did have a winner earlier. So the winner in gold was right here. We would have gotten a target right there. Okay, let's see if we got any news today. Where's my news? No, I don't have news up, so hold on a second. We'll get the news here. Hold on a momentito. Where is my news? All right, news on Wednesday. Hey, got some action. Here is our news coming up for Wednesday. We got a 10:30. The petroleum status reports out. We're usually done about 10:30 or 11. Done trading. Ooh, FOMC at 2 o'clock. This might be a very quiet day and coming up into the FOMC. And got a Fed chair press conference. 2:30. All right. That's when my dentist appointment is. 2:30. Okay. That's a dad joke. All right. let's go back to our crude trade. So ooh, okay, well, look at that. Now, I mentioned we would have maybe a better entry price. So I'm going to enter, yeah, so we're going to enter at those blue dots now. And the tendency histogram is softening a little, so I'm not too excited about that. But again, we don't plan to be in this trade too long. The tendency histogram is maybe 5%, 10% of our decision. It's not a major concern because averages are what they are. It's not like authoritative truth. It's just giving us a tendency. It's giving us an idea that usually the market likes to go up this time of day. All right, 9:30. We got market open. Let's take a look at the equities. Well, it would have been a great lion trade, but it never got oversold, so that isn't a valid trade, but would have been interesting. Would have been a profitable one. Here's a trend trade that we should have taken right here. The tendency is down. We have a nice bounce off the 100, and then we go short here. That's a good one. That's in the NASDAQ. Gold isn't doing much. Not a lot of volatility today going into the FOMC. That's probably why. Daily NASDAQ. I like to follow the other market here. I like agriculturals. And this is the live cattle market. So we'll flip this chart around. We'll keep it in the ag space. We'll take a look at soybean oil, live cattle, feeder cattle, even lean hogs. Even lean hogs. This is the metals channel right here. So copper, let's say copper is a 2-minute chart. Not sure why that is. Let's switch it to a 1-minute chart. All right, we're just not overbought, oversold in copper. I'm going to flip it over to silver. Okay, so we did have oversold in silver already, but I would not have gone long, again, because it's the other side of the 100. That doesn't interest me. This short I wouldn't have taken. We're overbought here, but I wouldn't have taken it because it's so close to the 100 again. This is an interesting trend trade up here, but I don't know, not too interested. Trend trades I got to be very selective on trend trades. This is actually a valid, we're oversold and we're going to hit our target there. I'm not going to trade it because I just don't want to trade that size. Silver is pretty big. But this could be a valid buy signal right here, and our target is right around the 100. That's pretty good. Okay, let's take a look at, well, I mean, we can pull up like something crazy like platinum, see how that's doing. All right, we're not overbought, oversold in platinum. Here is a sell signal that is a failure. It just never got legs. And it would have been a stop out had we gone short there. Platinum's a little herky-jerky. Here's a good reversal trade, but it was a not oversold, so it's not really a valid setup. All right, let's see what our crude is doing. All right, so crude is oversold again. All right. Other than that, we don't have too much going on here. Really not too much. Again, I'm not going to trade a market if it's just sitting around the 100 because that is chop, chop, chop. I want a market that is moving. I want volatility, right? So how do we measure it? Again, we measure it with Leto channels. Leto channels is a proprietary algorithm for picking out these levels, and it's based on historical movement in the instrument. If you think of it, this is a probability distribution. 90% of the time, the market during this time of day has stayed within this black area. 10% of the time, it exceeded it. 10% of the time, it's out here. And 0% of the time did it go all the way out. So that's our little 10% buffer. That's what we're looking at for our entries. Okay, wait, the equities opened up, so let's take a look. I do have my Schwab data coming in on equities coming into Ninja, so that's Meta. We had a big gap open yesterday. Very much the different story today. No gap at all in either of these. If you have a equity you want to take a look at, that would be, I'd be more than happy to pull up a chart for you. I think Meta had a big gap yesterday. Let's go back to yesterday and just see what that looked like. Oops. Yeah, so Meta had a big gap downward. So gap trading is interesting in equities because when you have a big difference between prior day close and today's open, you look to price to fill that gap. And this is keen to Leto Channels tells us that usually the gap when it occurs in the recent past has been above the 100. That's what this green histogram shows. Well, since it's not above the 100 today, we start thinking, that's kind of divergence. So I expect it to go back to the 100. That's my expectation. I expect it to fulfill how it normally has behaved. We don't get a buy dot until right here, and it turns out it does not hit our target, but we would have been break even right at this bar. So it just didn't hit our target, and we go break even. So that was a break even trade. Well, to be honest with you, it never hit oversold. See how big oversold is down here and overbought is? So it really didn't qualify. Again, this is a common area. The common area is 90% of the time. We really want to see the market go down into this area. That tells us that, hey, things are getting really volatile and we expect a reversion. And that's what we trade normally. So this didn't really qualify as a valid lion entry. Step number one is we need overbought, oversold. That's the key. Okay, let's go back and take a look. How's the crude doing here? Crude is just wallowing. That's all right. Let it go. Let it do its thing. That's all right. All right, so natural gas is just kind of doing back and forth here. Tendency is up again. Micro Bitcoin is tendency is down, but again, no valid signal is coming here. Crude could be our trade today. Let me switch this back to copper. Futures, copper. Could have been a valid trend trade. Resumption after the break of the 100. That would have worked. LE isn't doing much at all. So let's poke around the ags here a moment. I'm going to take a look at feeder cattle, which is the cows that are going to make it through the next year, I believe. That's what it means. Those are the guys getting fed. No, feeder cattle are the ones that are feeding and getting ready for the market. Live cattle are the ones that are going to live to see another day. Okay, let's see, we got HE, which is lean hogs. This can be a real interesting play. We actually had some trades, little scalp trades that worked out yesterday. Here's a nice one. Boom, that would have been a great. We're oversold. We got yellow dots everywhere. And had you held on for the full target, that's a big trade. That would have been a $250 move in lean hogs. Very little risk. The risk here is just $110 per contract. Boom, boom. All right, one more. Take a look. Well, take a look at soybeans and bean oil. So there's the oil. Soybean oil. We are oversold here. We've got to look for a buy dot. And let's take a look at soybeans. Soybeans, we are oversold. We are oversold in the beans. Ugh, excuse me. Okay. Well, we're oversold in soybeans. This would be the buy dot here. That's a big swing. It's a big swing. If we go long here, the full target is probably going to be up in this area, the extension 62 target. That means our target, I would like to get out at the 100. So we've got a small target and a relatively large risk. Probably not a good combination. All right, copper's doing what it wants to do. Okay, so we do have a new buy level in crude. So let's move it down. This is looking good. I'm going to stay focused. The hunt is over. I think we're going to watch this one for a little bit. Again, my stop is going to go down below this swing right here. I actually would probably, since I'm doing a very small risk, I might go with stop all the way down. No, I'll put it here. It's $13 a contract. I'm doing 5 contracts. There we go. So we're in. So let's do our sell limit here, and our sell stop will go down here. Now, initially, let me put the target up at the 100. The actual target is going to be there. So let's get a little creative. We'll do 3 contracts off here and 2 up there. That's our 5. So we'll take a little progressive. So we are long in crude here at 58.89. Again, the petroleum report is coming out at 10:30. It's 45 minutes away. If this is a valid lion setup, we hit oversold. Blue dot going long. I like to have it go my way right away, or else it's a no way. That's my motto. So if this doesn't move quickly, I got no problems with killing it. Crude can be a boring little thing sometimes, and it can be like crazy busy, right? Could really be different. Now I want the market to move up a couple ticks. So I'm just targeting what? 6, no, 7 ticks on the first target. Get off at 3 contracts. Let's see. Let's see. Let us see how this goes, right? Moving our way a little bit. Just had my data drop out. It's always fun. All right, well, that's not looking good. Crude is long. We are long in the crude market. Tempted to move my stop up to this low. I don't want to be holding my bag here for too long. I know it's a small risk. I'm only risking, 60 bucks. But I don't want to be a hero. Hold on to the end. If I do, I do. No big deal. There's going to be a lot of trades. This isn't going to be our make it or break it trade. We aren't doing the casino thing. All right. Just a quick check. Oh, look at that. Soybeans hit our entry. See, the target's going to be up here. I don't know if that really interests me. All right, go back to our crude. Let's see if we can get some movement out of here. Else, I'm just going to be bailing out. Pull the ripcord. And if I get exit, I can always get back in, right? I can get back in on a break above this swing high up here. It's not like the end of the world if you exit a trade for a small loss. It's probably smart. I've been in plenty of trades where I didn't have a stop loss and it just killed my account, right? Everyone's done that. I am not interested in dead accounts anymore. All right. There we go. Keep on now. Get on along, little doggy. Come on now. We're almost there, guys. One more. One or two more ticks. Come on, baby. You can do it. Put a little power to it. My son was a cheerleader in like middle school, and that was one of his cheers. Cheerleading. Come on, baby. You can do it. Put a little power to it. All right, tell you what I'm going to do. Let's get up to there in case this thing snaps back. Now, if it doesn't snap back, I've got to reduce my contract count to 2. If we get to target, I'm going to make sure I do that first. All right. We just need another couple ticks here, guys. Do I ask too much? I know most scalpers are going, this isn't a scalp. You should have been out in 3 seconds. Well, I don't think so. I have a different view of scalping, I guess. Now, yesterday, Nat Gas went to target in about 3 minutes. So this one is causing a little more trouble. It might get stopped out. I don't know. Might not. Really don't care because the method. You know what's great is if you follow your system rules, you win because you followed your rules, and that's a win. If you break your system rules and you lose your trade, that's 2 losses. You've lost your system, your discipline, and you've lost the trade. So it's a double loss. Follow your rules. You always win if you follow your rules because you won in that aspect. This one might hit stop, and that's fine. Or it might go to target. There we go. Crude can be a challenge. Or I just exit out now and be happy with a $15 hit. I think we're gonna push up a little higher. I think we're gonna push up. Such an oversold level. Come on, one more tick. You can do it, baby. You can do it. Well, we're just holding on here, guys. 9:50 in the morning, looking for a target. There we go. 2 ticks, 2 ticks, 1 tick. Come on. I don't know. Maybe it's a bridge too far. Yeah, Mr. Up and down. 1 tick away. 1 tick away. All right, maybe not. Maybe it's too far. Mm. Right, our risk is super tiny. That's a good thing. Coming into an area of historical weakness where we are usually below the 100. If we get stopped out, we get stopped out. I learn that small stop outs are okay. Okay, maybe another push up, right? Always got another little gusto. Come on, it's got to go up. Yay, everybody. Yay. Let's go down to 2 now. We got one more to go. 2 contracts. See, now we just did a win. Okay, we got out 3, and that was a tiny little gain of a couple bucks. You know what? We won. We won. I look at that as a win. That was our entry right there. So that was a $7 per contract. All right. 70 bucks on a full size crude. Gonna have to start trading that. Okay, well here's one of the rules is we want to move down our target to there. I like to get out at the 100. Okay, now this bar is gonna probably close above the entry price, and that's when our rule is we move our stop to break even. We're not done yet though. All right, there we go. There we go. Keep on going. Okay, so that bar closed out. So I'm going to go 1 tick into the profit on our 2 contracts, right? Y'all see, picking up what I'm laying down here? Picking up what I'm laying down. Let's get to that target, guys. Come on. One more. Oh, we didn't get filled. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Look at that. Didn't hit our, we didn't get filled. It hit our level, but we just didn't get filled yet. But we're not done. We ain't done yet. Maybe we'll get stopped out. I don't know. Looks like what might happen. But crude, like any other market, we don't know what's going to happen. Dang, hit our target, just didn't get filled, didn't print, didn't get filled yet. But it's not over. It ain't over. We're still in the position. Well, let's let it do what it's going to do. Let's see what else is going on. We've got our 1 tick stop loss in there. So I'm glad I didn't go long on that. The market retraced a little. I'm in no hurry. Oh, we just got our fill. So we got stopped out. That was a break even. Looks like we got a... maybe we did get 1 tick. I won't even count that. It hit our target level, but just didn't print. Oh well. C'est la vie. Just la vie. Okay. Well, we got one. It's a small win. It was a little bit $23 something. Okay. What else? On to the next one. Gold is doing what it do. That's a heartbreaker. Man, we had it. We had it. You saw that. We was right at that level. Micro Bitcoin, we're trading at 97,000. When I first bought into Bitcoin, it was March 2017. Price was $1,093. I remember the fill. I was like, I was watching it. It was trading like between 600 and 800. It was trading like, it went up from like 300 to like 800 down to 600. And I said, man, it hit like 1,000. And I'm like, okay, we're in. I got in at 1,093. And I was so proud of myself when I sold out at like 14,001 a couple months later. I wish I held on. So I got out at 14. The market later that year went up to 19, 18, 19,000. And now it's at 97,000. Okay, that's the futures. Here's the cash market for Bitcoin. I also like to watch Solana. I just think it's pretty cool. This is the meme coin network, or what do they call that? The protocol, the platform. Uh, Meme coins. Who bought the Trump coin? I was so eager to buy. I think I was watching it at $15, like the day after the election or whenever it was, and came close to buying. I really didn't have the infrastructure to buy it at that time, but it ran up to like 70. I think it got up to 70, and then it's what it's like pennies now. Yeah, that's one interesting move in the Trump coin world. All right. Okay, let's switch this around. We're going to take a look at bean oil. Bean oil. Missed it. This would have been the entry right there. Okay, soybean oil. The risk here was $96 a contract. We're at basically the 100, so we are at the 100. We're going to take a look at lean hogs, not oversold, not overbought, feeder cattle. Nothing going on. I think we looked at soybeans already. I want to look at the lean live hogs, live cattle. That's what I want. Nothing. All right. Ags are sleepy. Here's metals. Here's copper, gold. Not doing much, guys. I think this FOMC announcement is going to put a dampener. Look at that, though, man. We hit target. If you go trend trading that, but that's a crazy. I would never buy near the overbought level. So this entry here was not my goal, but it definitely hit the extension. Again, the extension, guys, is a um, We go from the swing low after this swing up to the swing, and that is 61%. I don't know. I'm just missing the point. But so that swing distance, and you do 61% of that distance, and that's how you get up here. And something like that. That's probably right on. So that's how we do that. Okay, it's very simple. So the energy that it took to go down, we do 61% of that energy going past that swing high. And that's a good target. You can see it played out nicely there. All right, MCL, well, I'm glad we got out. The tendency was down, and it certainly did. Follow that so far. Okay. Gas, gas, gas. Now this is some good movement here. Copper. Trend trade, that's my initial thought. But this was the trend trade right here. Breakdown from that. If you want it to hit the 100 and bounce off. This one came close. Live cattle, nat gas. All right, MYM. So the Dow. See, nothing's going on. Some people are probably, well, definitely people are trading in this area, but not me, brother. This is crazy. I've been chopped up too many times to go in there. I need a market that's moving. All right, why is this? Hold on a second. Let me check the setting on this. The red background is being drawn by an indicator called Auto Summarize P&L. What the heck is that? I don't want that. 8 to 11. That's what I want. I don't know why that was set so weird. Okay, that's better. Start. So the background, the red background is before 8 o'clock, right? I don't know why that was so weird. All right. See, 8 o'clock. Now, auto summarize P&L is also drawing my little date time, my date stamp, which I like. Um, we had two wins in gold. Let's see where they're at. I want to delete those rulers. There they are. This is back on the 30th of April. Wow, those are some old trades. But you see, we had a nice overbought up here, and we sold off, hit target. All right. I'm telling you guys, the Lion system, it's the way to go, brother. If you want to get more details about it, I do have some videos. Go to store.sbgtradingcorp.com. I would love to have you visit. Love to have you also just leave a comment here in the video. All right, MCL. Crude is bottoming a little bit, but I don't see a valid signal here. Well, we hit one target, three contracts, $21 win, 210 on a full-size contract. Yeah, guys, maybe we'll just cut it short today because there ain't nothing going on ahead of the FOMC. We're coming up to 10:05. FOMC, 2 o'clock. 10:30 petroleum. We can see how that plays out. 25 minutes away. Tomorrow, jobless claims 8:30. think there's been much action with those recently. Oh, Lordy. All right, who's tired? The only thing moving, one thing we don't look at much is some of the grains. I'm going to take a look at the corn here. Don't usually watch it. Don't usually watch it, but why not? Let's take a peek. I'm going to see what this is more on a 3-minute basis, though. So 3-minute basis, we do have a buy signal in corn right there. See how does wheat look like? Z-dubs, 3-minute Z-dubs. We just got filled just there on a buy signal. That's wheat. Let's go to meal. Soybean meal is not my favorite market. Just does not. It's not. It's very choppy. Yeah, it's just not good. This is yesterday. Really nothing. Let's go another day back. Not overbought, not oversold. And here's the oversold level, and you just got one or two point tick targets. It's not like crazy good. This would have been we're overbought here. You would have gone short there just for a tick or two. If you want to hold to the 100, that's possible. Technically, this is overbought here, but the target doesn't get filled until there. Again, we go to 100, which is good, but what is this, a $10 a tick instrument? I don't know. I like oil, soybean oil. That futures, ZL. I've seen choppiness too in the interest rate products. Let's pull up a ZB. ZB or UB. That's what I want. If you're gonna trade the bonds, let's trade Ultra. Nope, no volatility. See, we're still in that black area. We're just in the black here. Nothing exciting. All right, so there was some movement back on the 2nd of May. We went down into oversold. I mean, just barely. No, it just didn't hit our target. Would have been a break-even trade because we would have gone break-even pretty early on. All right, maybe the lion isn't good on interest rates. We're big enough. We're man enough to admit it. There's a buy setup for 2 ticks maybe. $93 trade right there. There's another buy setup. We went oversold here. That one's good for another $93. So, I mean, you could scalp a little bit, but not a big fan of interest rates. And even worse is the ZN 10-year bond. We're just not hitting any volatility. We got some action there on the May 2nd. Those hit target, a couple ticks. Wasn't overbought. However, the sell dot didn't really come in. Okay. What can you do? Let's go back to the live cattle. Switch this back to a minute. Market. My data is dropping out. I hope you guys are still with me. Well, we're going to hang on here until the petroleum report. Then I think we'll wrap it up for the day. We had one winner for 7 ticks. Gosh. That ain't too bad, right? That ain't too bad. Better than a sharp stick in the eye, as I always say. Better than better than lighting your hair on fire and beating it out with a baseball bat. That was my dad used to say. That's a dad joke. My dad, God bless him. Dad, if you're listening, I love you. God bless you. He's probably not listening. All right. Where are we at with our equities? Equities. Boring. Boring town. Let's see what is moving today in the equities. How about I like this stock, the Fastenal Company. I like their ticker symbol. Fast. 78 dollars stock. Nothing going on in fast. I used to trade Amgen back in the day. AMGN. Here's an oversold level, right? We hit target. Boom. Scalp that sucker. Nothing else. What else? Take a look at the Dow 30. Oh, of course. We got to look at Apple. Give Apple a nod. Apple likes to gap down at the open. But look at the distance to get overbought, oversold. We got a lot of ways. Look at that. Just flat, 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 flat. There's a winner in Apple. So we're oversold, right? We got a buy dot up here. We don't get hit on the fill until here. Put a horizontal line in. So that's where we got filled. Well, actually right here is where the first entry dot, that gets hit right away. If you go long here, so the risk was tiny. The risk was $1 or something. And then, so both targets would have been hit. This was a good trade in Apple. Look at that beautiful day. We had 3 winners there if you do want to take them. What else? Dow 30, Boeing, Goldman Sachs. What's our banks doing here? Goldman. Mr. Goldman. Oh man, if we were oversold, that would have been a trade right there. Would have been a trade. Buy here, boom, go to target. Let's go back another day. Nope. Sometimes it's tough to get overbought, oversold. That's all right. You know what? Ain't for me. Nothing. You might trade tendency histogram here, right? We're looking at going long. Now, if you do that, you do get a stop out on the first trade. That's a full stop. His target was down here, or stop loss was down here. Target was up here. This was the next entry. Stop loss down here, target up there, you get filled. So that was a one loss, one win. If you went long here, I mean, all of those would have been winners otherwise, but this one got us, this one right here. See what I'm saying, brother? Dow 30. Let's look at Boeing. That poor company. I don't know who's buying this company. I don't know what good it is. Well, they haven't had any major problems lately. They haven't had any doors flying off, as far as I can remember. I don't watch the news too much, so let me know if I'm wrong about that, but people haven't been suffering. Some trend trades possible. Up tendency, go long right there, target right there. Excuse me. Would have been filled here. Target would have been there. 51-cent scalp in Boeing. All right. What do I want to go back to? What's in the S&P here? Yeah, let's look at AMD. I haven't looked at that in ages. Oh, look at that. AMD overbought. I mean, the short was a winner, but we're right at the 100. You gotta make a decision on your own. Good, nice curl up back into that support, became resistance, and we tanked off of that. That's a good trend trade, huh? Ooh, how about this one? GME, right? Isn't that GameStop? Nothing really here. Oversold, oversold. We start getting, okay, that's a valid entry right there. Buy here. So we would have nailed our 5-cent target. GME. Nothing oversold here. Nothing overbought here. Nothing oversold there. Nothing over. Nothing. Doesn't really hit overbought, oversold very much. There is a couple of overbought trades that go to targets. This had you put your stop here, looks like you might have gotten stopped out. But going in again here, you do hit target right there. I think you're getting what I'm laying down. Hey, let's turn on a crypto trade. What's ZRX doing? 1019, we're waiting for our accrued inventories to come out. So ZRX is very sparse. Cardano. Good, good trade in Cardano. All y'all could have gone long right here. Stop down here. Target achieved. We don't. Okay, well, here's an oversold level. That's our entry. Target achieved. Oversold. Excuse me. So these would have been losers, but just small stops. There's a winner right there. We get oversold, right? And then we're coming up through here. Target hit. All right. Keep it on Tesla. Where is crude at now? Crude just it hit our level and it bounced off. Got your gas of the natural kind here. Copper, some trend trade possibilities. Live cattle, Dow. Yeah, there's just no volatility, guys. Not worth it. Not worth it. If you have any ideas on how you would want to trade this little kind of zero volatility prior to the news release, that could work. I don't know. Let's try something different here. I'm gonna open. Why don't we do a, where is it at? M2K, but I want to do a blank, and I don't want 30-second, but I want like a range of, let's try like 10. Go to the new chart, 10 range on M2K. SVG. I got way too many. I got way too many indicators. All right, so this is what it looks like right off the bat. Yeah, you can run Leto channels on a non-time-based chart, but if you do that, you'll get this kind of weird choppiness at times prior to the open when there's not a lot of happening. But it's interesting. So we got an overbought here. We have oversold now. Could be a buy signal right there. The histograms can be dots or histograms. That's a setting right here. So interesting tendency, isn't it? Look at this. Tendency is down during this time of day. We hit overbought and we definitely went down. So that's a short. Let's get a little more creative and do a, no, I don't want that. Data series. I'm going to go to a 7. A 7 tick on the Russell. Yeah, it just gets a little choppy there. You see all that crazy up and down, and it's based on, I just don't like even running it on a non-time-based chart. A trend trade possibility. Boom, boom. These would be trend trades, but they failed. Be a break-even trade. All right, we're back. All right, we're back. I hope we're back. 10:25 here in the morning, so we're a few minutes away from the crude oil release. Petroleum status. That's where it is, petroleum status. We only had one trade today, and it worked. Almost worked better. Got on to 3 contracts here, and our target was right at that high, and it just didn't fill. I should have gone 1 tick below my target, but I did not. So that was a 1, I think it retraced, we got 1 tick on that. Hold on a second. Yeah, we went long there and we got it out with a tick in the money on 2 contracts. You all picking up what I'm laying down? 1026. We're hoping for some volatility here. You can see right now it's nothing. I'm not trading when it's nothing. You can't make me trade when it's nothing. Hmm. All right. Meta got some action for Elon. Tesla is going sideways. MCL, Nat Gas. All right, can everyone hear me? Y'all hear me? All right, good, good, good. So the news came out 10:32 right now. Uh, yeah, petroleum status report released. So crude's doing a little move. If it doesn't get oversold or overbought, it's not gonna be something I trade. Nat gas could be a trend trade here. MA is mostly down. Tendency is up. You could risk 170 bucks if you were to risk it down to here. Going long, you target there. Well, I don't know. I'd like a stronger trend before we start doing that. MCL. News release was a non-event, apparently. Yeah, this market is really tuned in on the FOMC today. Gold. Why didn't you give me a signal there, Mr. Gold? Uh, let's make the dot a little bit more prominent. So if we do that, we could do 7 contracts. Let's do 5. I'm gonna go long on gold here. We're at the entry price. So we're long now in gold, 5 contracts, and we're gonna go short up here. Exit out at the 100, not go short. We're long right now. Let's see if gold has anything in store for us here. Target is there. We're going to put a stop down here. Let's see. Let's see. The tendency is encouraging. Tendency is up. And we're looking for it to move up into the 100. Be conservative, going for the 100 as the target. Full target is up a little higher. I don't want to tempt fate. Come on, gold. That's a little bit better, a little encouraging. All right, well that's looking good, guys. We might have another good trade. I'm gonna move my stop up to the low of that swing. So we're just about a 1-to-1 reward to risk now. That's nice. Come on. So the target moved a little bit south. Let's go down below that 100. We are long in gold. Not looking too bad. One more push up would be good right about now. What do you think? Again, oversold. Come off the oversold level. Go a break above that blue dot. I got in a little late. on a better price, so that's nice. All right, once this closes up, I'm going to move my stop to break even because the price bar is completely above the entry. Let's hope gold finishes its move up before I have to move stop, right? All right, come on now, a little bit more. All right, that bar closed out, so hey, good news, guys. Target achieved. Target achieved. Where did I get long? Right about here. All right, well, we actually hit our full target too, so that's nice. $19 roughly. Is that right? Well, we got, yeah, 19 is good. That's our target. We got two fills on our, I thought I bought at limit. It's weird. That's cool. So about $100 move in gold. I'm okay with that. Target is first target was hit. If you held on to the second, that's a winner. Where's crude at now? So we're two trades in the money. The Lion method has won again. Yeah, first trade was here in micro crude. Micro gold, we just got a 19 tick. Very little heat. I think we took, what is this distance? That was just an initial reaction. 16 tick heat, 19 tick reward. You guys picking up what I'm laying down? All y'all? All y'all? Well, I had thought about going long on that gas. Could have gotten a couple ticks, but I don't know. It's just not encouraging. I mean, it's a full-size contract, but 1040, everybody. We're going to wrap it up. We got two wins today. Two wins is better than one win, and one win is better than zero wins, and zero wins is better than one loss, or any number of losses. That's my wisdom for today. Hey, again, God bless you today and tomorrow. He loves you very much. He has nothing but good in store for you. And I ask you, Lord, just to seek him out. Uh, and God loves you. I was an atheist for many, many years, and then I learned the error of my ways. No, God straightened me out. Jesus is alive and well. So before I sign off today, I want to encourage you in your walk, and I want you to know that I want nothing but good things for you in your life. Please drop a comment, like, subscribe. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, criticisms, critiques, conflagrations, and visit my store at sbgtradingcorp.com or directly to the store.sbgtradingcorp.com. All right, folks. God bless you all, and hopefully see you tomorrow. We're going to trade again tomorrow, Thursday. Today was Wednesday, the 7th of May, 2025.